So I need to start canning and jamming and everything else. I think I'm gonna put this to soak. I don't know what's happening with my rhubarb, but there has been a crime scene. Hi friends, Linda here from my fancy homestead. It's very windy today and it's raining, so we are doing things inside. I put a pole up of everything that I need to do. And you, my friends, have decided that we're making rhubarb jam. And we are doing it now because otherwise I'll just forget. It's after work, I have just finished it. Breathe. So, I went to my allotment on Saturday. Here we go. What do you think? The crop is quite small. I think the rhubarb hasn't grown really well this year because it was so wet and so cold for a very long time. But it is what it is, and we'll just deal with this. It's Tuesday now. You can see the little sad rhubarb now. This is my procrastination in 101. Do you see it? Do you see him? Yeah, he's very sad. I need to go and cut these all up and peel them off, and I shall be back. Emily D. Baker is doing a trial coverage. I'm gonna go and watch that now. It's live and it's very entertaining. So I'll see you in a bit. Good morning, friends. It is morning now. I managed to cut the rhubarb last night, but it took a lot longer than I anticipated, and by the time I finished I was knackered. I was done. It was the time to go to sleep. Let me show you. There it is. So by the time I finished cutting all of this, it was time to go to sleep. I am quite proud to say I'm getting older, which is good, right? It's inevitable. But I'm going to bed at like 9:30 now. I wake up at 5 nowadays because I think it's the birds and the sun, and I keep my windows like curtains open and the sun hits my face and I'm up, you know, up. It's nice. There's no one around in the mornings and I can do a lot of things. I was dreaming about this, and we're gonna be using this book. This is an awesome book for two different rhubarb jam recipes. There's a strawberry rhubarb jam, and then there's a rhubarb orange jam. Last year I tried to do rhubarb lemon jam, I think, and it was amazing. I ate it all. I thought so. I checked my cupboard last night and I still have one jar. So I don't want to make the same variety of jam all of the time, you know, like for the all eternity. No. What I want to do is I want to try different recipes and then figure out what I actually like, make notes about it, and then, you know, I have different varieties. So these sound amazing, so I'm gonna just do them. Let's do them. So the recipe is asking for 2 cups of hulled crushed strawberries, 2 cups of chopped rhubarb, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, 6 tablespoons of pectin, and then 5.5 cups of sugar. I need to figure out what these measurements mean in grams for bits. I mean, I have a cup measurement. I could just try. Let's do that. I don't know. 1 cup of rhubarb. Doesn't seem like much. 2? Is that it? I'm gonna do a trick now. I'm gonna weigh an empty one, then zero it off, because now it's gonna be the weight. And now I will know how much rhubarb is in 2 cups. I need to do the same with strawberries now. I don't know why, but always when that's a strange sentence structure. I don't know why, but when I need a compost bowl or garden waste bowl, I always reach for this green one. Maybe it's unconscious bias, but this poor bowl has seen a lot of things go in it. I really don't like my kitchen when it rains outside because it is so dark and it just makes it feel more dark. I feel like I'm in a cave a bit. I want a kitchen with the south-facing windows where it would be light and airy and oh, just so pretty, you know? I went to visit a friend this weekend and her kitchen was amazing. I fell in love with it. But it could have been the light, it was the golden hour. I have just figured out the weights of everything, which is great. I don't know why I have really hard time with converting imperial scale to metric scale. And I don't know why everything's in cups. I mean, at least to me, it feels like a very unreliable measurement. So it basically says 1 cup of finely chopped rhubarb. But how fine is fine, you know, like how big is the slices? Because if you cut it a little bit thicker, suddenly you have more air gaps and suddenly the weight goes down, you know, like there's less weight. And if you completely grate it, then of course you will have more weight. So why can't they just say in grams? Because grams don't change with the amount of air gaps you have. Sorry, it's just baffling my mind. It's one of my pet peeves and it's just annoying. A little bit, teeny tiny bit. I will do it. I have weighed all of my crushed strawberries and rhubarb and I have written in my book, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write in the books. It's fine. It's fine. It's your book. It's my book. It's my book. Yeah, we can do this. And with the sugar, I just googled it and then I checked it. Yes, 1 cup of white granulated sugar is 200 grams. So 5.5 is gonna be 1.1 kilo. I have put in a towel underneath. Well, not towel, it's the washcloths, you know, the wiping cloths that I have. I have put one of those in because last time I put in a towel and it was just bubbling around and throwing my jars in disarray and topping them on the side. So I'm trying something different. Oh, and I have put a splash of vinegar in there because I have very hard water and it will stop it from the white film to film form. White film to film. Okay, let's start with the recipe. Oh, another thing is, I bought this pectin. This is my pectin box. And I thought, I'm gonna have enough for a very long time. Yeah, I didn't read. They don't say it on the packaging, but on the small print it says, use within 6 months. And I still have a little bit left. About a half. So I need to start canning and jamming and everything else. So the recipe says to combine the fruit, stir, pour in the 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. I am gonna be using the store-bought lemon juice because the acidity is equal. So if you freshly squeeze lemon juice at home, acidity might vary from lemon to lemon, so it's a lot harder to judge. But this one's more uniform. That's 4, and then 6 tablespoons of pectin, and I need to mix it until it's dissolved and it is boiling. And then we're just gonna throw in all of the sugar. I think that once I have used up all of my powdered pectin, I'm gonna buy some liquid one and then use that one. I just will need to figure out the conversion scale between dry and wet. It's definitely boiling, so I'm gonna just add all the sugar now. That's a lot of sugar. At least with the fruit going in first, I don't need to worry about burning the sugar. Now we just need to wait for this to dissolve the sugar and basically it will be ready to go. I have washed my jars. I'm gonna use these pretty ones because I have plenty of them. And yeah, we're just gonna... Mark snuck in and made me tea. Isn't he sweet? I'm just gonna do these, take them out, and this should provide me with, let me just check, 6. 6 of these. Hopefully the recipe is right. I'm gonna pull out 6 and see if the recipe is right and it actually gives me 6. I'll need to skim the foam off of it when it starts boiling. So basically you dissolve the sugar, then you boil for 1 minute, and then it goes into the jars and you skim the fluffy bits off of the top. Now it is just a waiting game. While we wait for the first one there to finish boiling, let me tell you about the second one. It is gonna be a very fancy rhubarb orange jam. So the recipe asks for 5 cups of finely chopped rhubarb. By my calculations, that's 610 grams. And then it asks for 2 oranges, which is gonna be easy because it's oranges, right? And then 6 tablespoons of pectin, which is okay, reasonable. And then 6 cups of granulated sugar, which by my calculations is 1.2 kilos. Let's do this. I need to go and check on the first baby. The first thing at least I can do is measure the sugar out, and it just can sit in the bowl and be there, right? I remember as a child being allowed to eat the foam off of the jam when my mum collected it, and we would have toast and you would skim the foam off of the top, but there would be like really nice jam underneath because you always collect a little bit extra. Now that the minute has passed, the jam is starting to cool down because I have turned the burners off. I just measured out the 610 grams of rhubarb that we will need. And guess what? We still have 1.8 kilos left. I did have a backup thing. I wanted to put some rhubarb in syrup, so just like preserve it, and I think I just about have enough for the recipe because recipe asks for 16 cups, which is about 1.9 kilos by my calculations. And yeah, now we just need to deal with the orange. So we will need to peel 1 orange and then squeeze both of them. And then the juice should come up to 250 milliliters. And then we just combine the rhubarb juice and the peel and the pectin and dissolve it all. Do the same thing as we did with the first one. And then add the sugar. I think the recipes are quite easy. And then, yeah, water bath them for 10 minutes. Reasonable. I always find this part very stressful because each recipe asks for different headspace in the jars. Some say 5 millimeters, some say centimeter. It's stressful. I have put jam in jars and I have 5 jars-ish. And then I think I'm gonna put this to soak. I didn't know that it was burning so bad, but oh my gosh, look at that. That's just... And we just need to clean the rims with vinegar, and then they can go into the canna with the rings finger tight. This just ensures that the seal is properly done. Look, one little sad one that didn't get anything put in it. That needs wash. I got fewer jars than expected, but I guess that's fine. It could be because my rhubarb wasn't that juicy or there was not enough liquid in there. Who knows? But I have 5 jars. I'm very happy about it. Let's hope they seal now. I definitely need to buy something for this pot, like underneath, like a mesh or something, because the towels actually don't really work that well. That one's in. And I needed to add extra little water so that there would be about like 1 inch or 2 centimeters above the jars, so that they are definitely sealed underneath the water. And now that reduced the temperature of the pot completely, and it will need to boil up again. Well, that gives me time to peel some oranges. We need to cut the peel into very thin slivers of about 2.5 centimeters long. But the thing is, it's already like less wide than that. So I'm just gonna pile this all up in one big clump and then cut it in the same time. And I think it will work. Maybe not with this knife. This knife is very awkward. This is a lot better knife. Question is, can this even juice the orange? I don't think it can. I might need to cut it in half. Have I told you how much I actually love this juicer? It is one of my favorite things I have ever bought in my life. Seriously, I used to have the ones that you crank up with your hand, and if you had any kind of cuts on your fingers and you were juicing lemon, you would know about it because it hurt a lot. I have squeezed this orange as hard as I could, but I didn't get even 200 milliliters. So the recipe says to cut it with water. So I'm gonna do that up to 250 ml, and then we can start on the second jam. Okay, watch me ruin my second best pot. And it will probably be very, very burnt by the end of it, but rhubarb, 610 grams. Then 250 milliliters of orange juice. And then our slivered orange peel. And then we do 6 tablespoons of pectin again and bring it to boil, and then add sugar. I see a pattern here. My face is itchy. I didn't expect this jam to be so green. I know that the camera doesn't do it really the justice, but because there's no other colors, and I think that the rhubarb is very, very green, it came out very yellowish green color. It was actually very, very pretty. I'm really looking forward to trying this one. But on the opposite side, I have figured out that I don't actually eat that much jam, and I should probably stop making jam or start giving it away as presents on Christmas. But then if I do give it away as presents on Christmas, I don't get my jars back, and jars are extremely expensive. So there's the dilemma. What would you do? Would you give it away? For the rest of the rhubarb, basically you need to cover it with 2 to 4 cups of sugar and then leave it for 3 to 4 hours. After that, you just boil it through so it's warm and like it bubbles a bit. Put it in the jars, water bath it for 10 minutes, set. And I think I'm going to be using it as probably a crumble base. Just sprinkle some crumble on top of it and then open the jar, sprinkle crumbs in the oven, heat it through, done. With custard. But yeah, I'll toss some things on top of this. I'm always very satisfied when I can see the end of a project coming along, and this is almost done. I am so happy about it. I wanted to say thank you so much for helping me get a kick up my backside to actually do things, because when the thoughts go through my mind and I just can't decide which things to do first because they all seem equally important inside of my head, the poll I still can't pronounce it, really helped on YouTube. Thank you so much for deciding for me, because that was very easy to make a decision when the decision is done for you. Okay, I have put the timer on for 10 minutes for the second batch. I didn't expect it to be so yellow, but I got like extra bit here. It's like, camera doesn't show it justice, but it's greenish yellow. And it's very very nice looking. Don't know why it's foamy though. And you know what? I held to my promise. This is my other pot. I have ruined it. Yay! That's a lot of scrubbing in my future. If you have any advice about how to wash these faster than just literally scrubbing my life away, yeah, really appreciate it. Please let me know. I have about 15 minutes before I need to go to work, and I need to tidy all of this up. I have made such a mess everywhere and I don't want to leave it. So when I come down from work in my lunch break, I don't want to see like masses of dishes and everything else. Besides, I will need to process that rhubarb on a lunch break, but you know how to do it and I have explained it, and I'll just probably show you the outcome. These will come out very soon. Oh. So who else is competing against the timer? I have done almost all of it. I just feel like if I have a timer, I'll be working faster and I'll be like, oh, what I can do in 10 minutes. Ah! Super fast. So this is ready and it's done and it's ready to come out. This jam looks so pretty. I'm just sad that the rhubarb settled above instead of in between. Okay, I am done. I have a question though. Why are they so bubbly? Can you see them? It's shiny, but you can kind of see the bubbles. You see there's like a layer of bubbles. Sorry, they are sealing in the background, but I mean, why are they so bubbly? Am I doing something wrong? Is something like... This is the third recipe I have tried from Ball Canning recipe book, where they add pectin with the fruit instead of later on, and basically all of them come out bubbly, like these ones as well. Like there's like liquid here and then bubbles. And I don't know if any of you guys have done something like this before. Do your recipes come out the same, or they are coming out normal? Please let me know. Am I doing something wrong? Am I not understanding something? They are lovely, they're tasty, but they don't come out right. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for pushing me to actually do something with the rhubarb. Look, they are so different. I love it. Have a nice day and see you next time. Bye friends.